Hey guys, welcome to the Brains Are Root podcast with me, Antarticninja, and the wonderful LootTheBody. This podcast is where we talk about anything and everything mental health, so sit back, relax, and enjoy while we talk about all of our crazy and invite you along for the ride.
For those of you who are in chat right now, I will not be interacting with the chat, mostly because we're doing the podcast and we're recording it for YouTube and Spotify. But if you have any topics while we're doing this that you want to drop in there for us to do at future times, we'd love to do that. So sorry for ignoring you. I still love you, but we're doing the podcast.
I better get
Brains Out Rude.
I better get a stream up, better I?
That's fair. That's fair.
There you go. You're doing it there. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a long time since. It's been a long time since I've been in this chat. Jesus Christ.
Right, I know, right? It's been so I'm trying to make it work with the design stuff I have right now, but it's just like fuck off. Oh, none of that's right. Let's just cover that right up.
Just not working.
I was so proud of myself because I was like, I'm making a plan and I'm gonna stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4:30, and it's perfect with when I have to pick the kids up and and then like the kids' schedule was like, no, that's not how that's gonna work for you. It's gonna do exactly what you don't need and separate the kids in a very inconvenient way. So thanks.
That's great.
That's life.
That's great.
No.
I am going to have to definitely pause the stream so I don't see myself on 3 different monitors in one go.
That's super funny. I have 3 monitors standard.
I just do not want to be...
Oh god! Oh god!
Ah! There we go.
I'm trying to not be totally whited out in this.
Yeah, but it's very tricky with you, considering you know.
I know, because I glow.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where to put the fucking ring light. Let's turn it down a little bit because I do glow.
There we go. I might just leave this one completely unedited and just throw it up.
Do it.
Just
do it.
Fuck it. But yes, what were we talking about today?
We're talking about losing motivation, getting stuck. And remembering the importance of celebrating the tiny wins, the little victories, which I suck at. If I don't win the big victory, immediately I'm like, what's the point even? And they're like, this is just the checkpoint. Like, what are you talking about? You haven't completed it. It's not ready to be completed.
Yeah.
And I really do. I struggle with it a lot. I don't. So I did deer in the headlights when you get stuck.
Yeah. Nice. But yeah, very much so. It's... Losing motivation it happens a lot.
Right? And we have a mental health podcast because we struggle with mental health. Right? So people are like, how have you been doing? I'm like, have you seen me for a while? That should let you know. Yeah. Not great.
Yeah, just like, what?
Right? Making it through, but not at my highest peak, that's for sure.
But yeah, I lose motivation very quickly. If it's something that I just some things that are just make me lose motivation. Like if it's a simple fuck up, if I make something so easy, just a little fuck up, I lose all motivation very quickly, and I have to really work hard to get myself back up. Right?
It's like you can lose it like that, and it's like, okay, now get motivation. Ew, what? That sounds difficult. I don't like that. What are you talking about? Get motivation.
Yeah.
And it's also hard when you have people in your life who don't get it. They're like, you should just be excited. Why don't you just do it? Because, you know it has to be done. And I'm like, if it were that fucking easy, I would not be heavily medicated, okay? There's a reason that I have to be self-aware of my shit going crazy. My poor boyfriend, he's like, you seem kind of sad lately. And I'm like, scientists call it depression. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna leave you alone for a bit.
Yeah, just like, okay, bye. Just, I are sad. Leave.
Yeah. But it's weird to be in a positive relationship, though, while dealing with mental health.
Mm.
I've dealt with mental health, and I've been in a relationship. But when I'm, like, down and he can't do anything, and he recognizes that I'm not asking for him to fix anything, I'm just in a shit mood, he'll just, like, come give me a hug and be like, you're awesome. And then, like, leave, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
Just like, okay, done my bit by now.
Right. Well, and that's one of the things that, like, was weird when we first started dating, is, like, I would tell him something that was, like, traumatic or whatever, but I've been through so much shit that it's just, like, part of my story.
Yeah, it's just,
and he'd, like,
thing.
stop, give me a hug, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What is this?
Yeah, just very much
I'm good. Right? It's just like, that was a Wednesday. I don't understand what you're saying.
But yeah,
I can't. I'm stuck in the mud.
I genuinely lost motivation because of a simple yet very stupid fuck up I did the other day, and I nearly beat myself stupid over it while I was at work. I just,
man,
it ruined my day. It started off like, that was how my day started. Motivation gone the whole day. Absolutely fucked it.
It sucks. Like, you drop the ball on one thing, and then all of a sudden you can't juggle anymore.
Yeah.
And I am juggling several businesses. It's not. I hate when people are like, that seems overwhelming. I mean, it can be. I don't know how that's helping, but and I know it's normally done in, like, a good, coming from a good place. And half the time it just, like, doesn't affect me. But if I'm already struggling and they're like, that seems like it would overwhelm anyone, I'm like, it could.
It could.
Like,
Probably
it could.
will.
And thankfully, all of my, like, adventures kind of merge and intersect. And so it's not like I'm doing 4 separate things. I'm just doing several things that overlap.
Yeah.
But it can, I fell apart because I had 2 people back-to-back days about this big event I'm putting on in November, 417 Nerd Van Expo. Come out to Springfield, Missouri. Come say it. But I'm putting it on, and back-to-back, I had 2 people that I admire and look up to go, why do you think you're capable of this? What makes you think this is going to work? And I was like, I guess I'm not. I probably won't. It's fine. I shouldn't even do this. Why am I bothering? Like, I started to completely collapse and crumble because somebody else didn't believe in me. I mean, it is hard because I don't necessarily have enough belief in me to be able to compensate for people not believing in me.
As soon as one person doesn't believe, you just go, fuck.
Right, like, oh god, maybe I was wearing the wrong glasses, and this is how fucked I really am, and it was,
Like, weirdly, like, it depends on the, like, if certain people don't have faith in me, fuck them.
Right?
But if it's others, then I just go. I cannot stop. And it's actually insane. Absolutely insane.
It's hard to express to people, like, when we're going through that, like, we're already questioning. Like, I guess I give off a confidence that I do not actually possess.
You get so good at masking that
we get so good at it.
everyone
like,
just assumes
that
that we still got the motivation, that we're still going, and when the little things don't faze us, but yet really we're fucked and we're begging for the smallest victory to drag us out of it.
Right, and then sometimes look at a big victory and we're like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Even though it's something that we should stop and be like, look at this, look how far I've come, like, look at how well I've done, but it's like,
yeah,
okay.
Like, the big things just don't seem to ever sort of really have that impact. It's the little things that we adore.
See, and right, and being able to celebrate those little things can be its own hurdle. Because sometimes when we get into that mindset of like, we are not good enough, it's like, well, I achieved this thing, and
Very much so.
like, and so it's important to have people in your corner that will remind you of your victories when you can't seem to see them.
Yeah.
It's very important to have that in your corner. And as you get older, I feel like you find better.
It's less about having
Criteria, like
yeah, like it's less about having
weed out
so many people in your corner. Just having the right people in your corner.
The right people, and that can like really alter.
Like this is why you see a lot of streamers, a lot of content creators. You know, the big things just don't faze them. Oh yeah, I've been doing it for this long or this long. They don't seem fazed. Why? Because they are too busy doing other things, wrapped up in other things. They have to celebrate the small things, and that's when they need everyone else to be like, "You did great."
And those little words, "You did great." If you have not said that to somebody today, find somebody to say it to, because "you did great" can like completely help somebody shift their mentality. I actually I started a new job in all of this chaos, like a actual I have a career, I have a job. And I am a publisher for a local magazine. Perfect for me. I get to go out and network with people. But I was like, oh, well, I haven't hit this goal. And they were like, you did just get a letter from the CEO of the company for the sales you did last week for being second in sales in the company. I was like, yeah, but I didn't hit my goal. And they're like, let me repeat what I just said.
Yeah. Like, if I don't hit my goal, I don't give a shit about anything else. Nothing's good enough.
And it's hard. It's super hard, especially in situations where hitting your goals directly impacts your finances. That, it could end up being like, even if it's the smallest, tiniest thing, if it impacts your finances, it can be like the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't even matter now. It doesn't even matter. Yeah. So,
very much
that tie into money can both motivate and demotivate depending on what the circumstances are and what's going on.
It is definitely a big trigger. You know, it can flip so quick. I try not to think about money, because that is always my worst sort of demotivator. Like, because you're always striving for the next thing.
Yes.
And I just try and keep it simple for this reason.
I'm in a commission-based business, and I love it. I freaking love my job. But it's stressful because it is 100% on me to make sure I'm getting paid. And that is a little bit scary. I haven't been in the workforce doing a traditional job my entire adult life. Like, I've never been on track with a career. The most consistent thing I did was when I streamed consistently.
Yeah.
We've seen how that went.
Yeah, you've done it in stages.
I've done it in stages, that is true. Facts. Facts. When we look back at Loot's stream career, here was phase 1.
Phase 1, phase 2. We all have different reviews of it. Starts off great, disappeared for no reason, came back, went away.
So my birthday one year, I want to say it wasn't this past year, but it was the year before. I did words on stream for my birthday, and somebody came in and blasted my legal name.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, done. I could not get back on streaming for months after that. Like, my anxiety was through the roof about it. Don't do that, by the way. If you know somebody outside of their stream, refer to them as their stream name. Unless you know, like, their gamer tag that you can refer to them as. But do not put their legal name out there. There are a lot of people like myself that find comfort in that barrier. And it stressed me out so bad that I just did not go back to streaming for months. And then when I did finally go back, it was something little. My boyfriend and I were playing a game. We're playing Valheim. Love it. Love Valheim. We played it off stream. But we had a situation, we got into like a little tiff while I was on stream. Just miscommunication. We were both kind of raw from the week we had. And like, he kind of snapped at me. Not in any way that someone would consider actually snapping at somebody. Mm-hmm. But for me, I was like, I totally shut down and I didn't stream again for a while. And he didn't know. I wasn't like, this is your fault. I was just like, I don't know, I just don't feel like streaming. Like, I couldn't even approach it because it had very little to do with him. It had a lot to do with my previous relationship. And it just was one of those things that like really derailed me and I couldn't get back to it being my happy place again for a while.
Weirdly, thankfully I've never really, I've had a couple of family members really pop in and have said my name, I think once. I shut that shit down.
Right.
I am.
You can't put your name as not able. Like, you can't block your name without your mod seeing what your name is.
Oh, to be fair, I think most, like, there are a good few people now. I think I must be up to 15 odd people that actually know my name. My mods, I think, being 2 of them, because if they don't, I'm shocked. But this is the greatest thing, I think, that like we do this. We've been friends for a couple of years at least.
Yeah.
And we don't know each other's names. It's great.
Yeah, right. You're Antarticninja. That's what you are.
Yeah.
But I like that too, though. Like, it's been weird networking in real life for me because I started networking under Loot. I started going around. If you guys haven't been to a networking group, it's basically like a huddle of people who all are in business, and we have a lot of them here in my area. And you basically like go around the room and everybody gets 30 seconds to stand up, introduce their business, say who they are, what they're looking for as a referral, and sit back down. So I was doing that for Mental Health and Makeup. I was going around, talking to everybody about my book and about the stream, kind of, educating people, because there are a lot of people that don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I say I'm a streamer on Twitch.
Yeah.
Handing out business cards, talking about my event, and even stream has made my specialty custom tees is my business now, and it's created a business for me. And so I'm on Facebook, I'm LootTheBody. People who know me in real life know me as LootTheBody, except my new job requires my legal name. So now, everybody who knows my legal name is learning I'm also LootTheBody, but nobody who knows I'm LootTheBody knows my legal name. It's kind of fun. Like,
I've got people that are like, everyone, like, again, these 15, maybe 20 people that know my like real name from online. They don't use it. They've never used it. They just can't.
Right, and that's what part of it. Like, and I've got people who think my name is so funny because everybody, Loot the booty. It says body. Everybody. I've got people in my circle of friends that are like, nope, you're Loot the Booty now. That's just your name. Great. But it's funny to me because they won't even call me my legal name even though they know it. They just call me Loot.
Yeah. It's like, it's weird if like, yeah.
It is. It's so strange. And it's been a challenge in like being motivated to do stuff because I have to stop and explain. Like, I know my business cards say Loot, but this is my name and this is what I do.
I go by this name and this name. Sorry.
I do. I know. I actually entered my information into somebody's phone today that had my legal name and my gamer tag in it.
That's fair.
They're like, well, There you go. But I've known them for years.
I think everyone uses just my gamer tag. And not even the whole thing, because no one ever calls me Antarticninja, which is great. It's great. I love the fact that no one calls me. It gives me a boost every time. Little victories.
It always cracks me up because I'm like, oh yeah, I do a podcast with Ninja, and they were like, what? Like, no.
Not that Ninja.
The cooler one.
A shitty one that doesn't really do shit.
Watches scary ass games every time. Every time I've ever been to one of your streams. It's like blood and gore games. I'm like, why?
Because it's funny. Keeps me motivated. Actually, no, to be fair, I did. See, this is the thing with streaming. Especially streaming a variety of games, being a variety streamer. If you get a bad game, or a game that you're just not really vibing with, it really knocks you. It can, like, Sunday night, I streamed a game, didn't really get anywhere because it made no sense to me. I was confused throughout the whole thing. I think half of my stream was. And it just felt so fucking, just crushing because it wasn't good entertainment. And I was
oh my God,
I just can't.
Hate that. Yeah, I hate that when it's just like that. It's not like the energy you want to bring to your stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate.
Like, that's the thing with a lot of, like, anything that's like a knockback. It's just, you have where you want it to be, and a lot of things just don't make it there. And then then you just get knocked down, and knocked down, and knocked down. And then to get those little victories, just to get something that's like here, you're having to do it up here just to kick yourself back in.
Yes, it takes so much energy just to
tiring.
Make it that next step. And that's one of the things that I don't think we kind of talk about enough when it comes to streaming is how much our energy and our presence impacts us. I know that my people that come to my stream have a certain expectation for my bubbly personality and me painting my face and us talking about mental health, which I love, but there are some days where I just feel so shit and I just don't want.
Give me 1 sec.
Alrighty. This is the part of the show where Loot gets to hang out solo. I should have gone to get more water. I'll just drink coffee instead.
I'm back.
I took a drink break.
That's fair. I'm sorry. But yeah,
no,
if you're not 100% with it, even slightly off, massive demotivator, massive struggle to just,
One of the things, though, that really does make or break it for streamers is regulars. I would rather have one person in my stream the entire time I'm streaming and I'm having a conversation with them. That means more to me than bot numbers. That means more to me than, anything. If I get raided and I don't know anybody and nobody says anything, I appreciate the raider. But it's hard to get enthusiastic when you don't know anybody and they're not talking to you.
Yeah.
But if I get a regular in there and we have a great conversation, I leave my stream fired up, so excited that I was able to get in there and connect. And so regulars in streaming, really they're a massive element to it. And I think a lot of people who don't know about streaming think that the main part is getting in front of the camera and going live, and it's really not.
That's the easy bit.
Yeah.
Just being there and playing a game is the easy bit. It's the interaction that is most definitely something that you do not prepare for.
Right? And then especially when you're starting out and you're taught all the wrong tricks. If you think that someone started streaming and they didn't do follow for follow because I didn't fucking know any better, you are mistaken. don't be douchey to people that do follow for follow when they don't know better.
Yeah.
Kindly educate them that that's empty numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be a D-bag. But, sorry, so many people were dicks to me about it when I first started. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't even know about Twitch until an hour ago. Could you not be such an asshole to me? But, it's having that surge you get as a new streamer, because you're constantly on Twitter and you're constantly interacting and you're viewing everybody's streams and everybody knows who you are, and that surge goes away.
Yeah.
That is the hard part. That is the hard part, because you're like, oh, I didn't explode and become super, super famous as a streamer. I must be doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That's not the journey for most of us. It's the phases, it's the stages, it's the, oh, they were gone for a bit and now they're back. Now the people who are more consistent and have more regulars are more successful.
But it is like the
That's the formula.
the amount of streamers, the amount that actually, you know, are well known and
are able to do it as a job.
Yeah, it is a very small amount.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And
incredible.
I think we put so much pressure on ourselves when we're trying to like learn this whole thing that it becomes only a series of failures after that first surge.
Oh,
you have to not. That's why people who have done streaming for as long as we have will say, don't even look at the numbers. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it says you have 2 people in your stream or 50. Are you engaging with your audience? It could be 48 bots in a person. Is that one person talking with you? That's what matters. And
definitely
we get it backwards, like, because there are so many different ways throughout like our life that we want to focus on the algorithms and focus on the numbers and figure out what's working and what's not. But in streaming, that could just demotivate you very quickly.
Very much just in content creation as a whole. If you start number watching, it's shit. You know, you try not to. I don't look at anything numbers wise on any platform anymore, because it will just fuck you up.
Right? I have no idea how many views we have for this podcast. I love doing it. Ninja loves doing it. When we can both figure out our mental health shit at the same time, we're able to record. But we can own the fact that that's what it is. It's whether or not both of us are in the same like headspace to be able to do it.
And this is the thing about mental health, is we have it good for a while, but there'll always be a struggle, and we disappear for a bit, but we always return.
We do always return because we love doing this. That's why. I mean, especially when we've got those people who come and see us in our streams, and then they message us on Instagram like, I love your podcast so much. Like, oh yeah, we posted that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, it means so much to have people who return, to have those regulars. That's probably the most motivating thing when it comes to content creation.
Just meeting people and getting to know them, and basically streams are just, if for 90% of the people that do streaming, it's just basically it ends up being hanging out with your regulars, which ends up being hanging out with your friends, because they become your friends.
Right.
And
you don't.
Christ, is it
when
great
you're not. When you're not in the streaming realm and somebody's like, yeah, my internet friends, you're like,
yeah.
What do you mean your internet friends? And then you get into streaming, you're like, oh shit, these friends are better than the friends that I hang out with in my everyday.
Yeah. I say friends and IRL friends. Like, they're the ones that are weird. The IRL friends. I'm like,
Yes.
Because internet friends, they...
Right? Yes.
They're just hyping
honestly,
constant.
my online community is the only reason I'm still here today. Because I was strong enough to ask for help when I needed it. And there was, I don't know if you know the streamer. It's Andrew Ellis. What was he? Bottom Frag there for a while, but he's been Andrew Ellis for a long time now. And his energy and his positivity, it was the only thing that I would like get excited about doing at all across my life. Yeah, that's where I was at that point in time.
I know exactly that feeling. Because...
And what sucks as a parent is people are like, aren't your kids enough? And you're like, bitch, my kids are driving me crazy, okay?
Yeah,
like...
they're the reasons I'm mental.
And
yeah, like,
having that community, and I started sharing my poems after I got help, went back to that same community and started sharing my poetry. And I got really positive feedback. And then I started taking selfies. And then I started playing with makeup. And like all of those things led to mental health and makeup happening and my book coming together. Like all of those things
there is plural.
Had to happen.
It is plural.
And books!
Books.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. Like when you're in the darkest moments, you always end up... There's that one thing that's just that little motivator. I had the same issue. I was the lowest I'd been. And that's when I decided to get help. Decided to... that's when I started really hanging out in Discords and Twitch communities. And I had that one streamer that... When they were streaming, I made sure I was there. Because it was the only thing to keep me going. It was the little motivator. Just be like, right, let's reset. Let's, keep going. I adore them dearly. They're a good friend. And they're just... Their energy.
Yeah, right?
Oh, and that is where I met so many of my friends. Is through that community. And it's actually incredible. Like, and I know I know this person. I think she is still streaming, to be fair. Like, currently live playing something. Because I was kind of lurking in stream before this.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, like, fucking Nos is just that was the one. Just, like, that community is something that I hold near and dear to my heart because they were that little motivator, that little victory.
Right? And sometimes, like, that's
the
it.
The place
that's
I
all
went to rant and vent and, like, was told that, like, it's okay. You've still got a few minutes.
Yeah, no. my kids started getting loud. I didn't know if that was coming over the mic.
Didn't hear shit.
Okay, good deal. Because they got loud, I was like, oh god!
You go, ah!
You're in the headlights. Ah!
That is not as... Like, there was one, like, demotivating thing that happened on stream that nearly finished me streaming. Like, it knocked me, and I didn't stream for a week. And it was something that was unexpected, out of my control. Thankfully, nothing bad has happened, because I deleted the stream straight after, because I was nearly done. I had someone who I used to live with, walk in my room whilst mid-stream and say something very, very inappropriate. And I literally, like, for 10-15 minutes I was just there going, I'm done. I like, it was on like BRB screen. I muted myself. It was basically like I wasn't streaming, and I nearly, like, that was a massive demotivator. But
yes,
like, the people there were like, no, it's fine. We heard it. We definitely heard it, but it's okay. The ones that were just there just to, like, steady the boat, because it were clearly rocking.
Yes.
And they were just like, right, let's just calm it down, and we've got this. And it's those people that have your back, that are in your corner, that when you are getting that demotivation, that they look out and they go, you did this, you did that. They point out those little victories, and they will shove them down your throat until you're
Yes,
smiling
they
again.
will!
I know that because I've had it done to me, and I do it to others.
Yep.
As you know full too damn well, because I have done it to you multiple times.
True. Because that demotivation, like, it hits hard and fast. And for Ninja and I struggle with different mental health issues. Mine is bipolar disorder. And with bipolar disorder, there's very, like, all or nothing thinking. So if I'm not achieving all of it, I'm achieving nothing. That is not how most things in the world work, which is very frustrating to a bipolar human. Because we're like, no. I failed at it. They're like, you're only capable of hitting 25% right now. You hit 25% right now. That is not failing. I'm like, but it's only 25%. They're like, that's all you could have done.
It's like, this is physically all we could do. Not enough.
Right.
But yeah, like...
And...
Yeah.
It can be difficult to find a way to shift your perspective to that. One of the themes in my life has been shifting to a perspective of gratitude versus a perspective of scarcity. So, like, it's not enough becoming, look how far I've come. It is not easy to shift there when you are not there.
Yeah.
But it can help so much with kind of like opening your eyes to progress.
Yeah.
And that's one of the hardest things we have is like we just don't see the progress. We see all the potholes that we hit along the way, but we don't see the distance we've come. In order to be able to even hit all those potholes.
Yeah.
We had to travel.
And sometimes it feels like all you do is...
So, if you go to patreon.com/mentalhealthandmakeup, you will get to see the Brains Are Rude tier. And the Brains Are Rude tier is $60 a month. And for that support, you will get listed in the credits and panels for Brains Are Rude. You'll get behind the scenes Brains Are Rude content, digital downloads, early access, all of the post archive on this Patreon, exclusive voting power for upcoming topics. You will get a mug after 3 months of support. You will get a Brains Are Rude t-shirt after 6 months of support. You will get a Brains Are Rude organic tote bag after 9 months of support. And after 1 full year, you will also get a Brains Are Rude hoodie. This is our Brains Are Rude Patreon tier to help us keep doing what we love to do